It's official, China is no longer a communist state, but a capitalist one. And at the same time, the US is moving towards authoritarianism. Such are the findings of political scientists in recent studies. Now present their ideas and you can make up your own minds. First, China. China is not a communist state, says a new study from Cambridge University Press. The country runs a free market capitalist system, albeit one that's more tightly moderated than some elsewhere. The State and Capitalism in China is a new book that features the work of Margaret M. Pearson of the University of Maryland, Meg Rithmire of Harvard Business School, and Kellee S. Tsai of Hong Kong University of Science and Technology. The Chinese government system is best described as party-state capitalism, in which the leadership steers the economy, not towards communism, but towards economic health. That's what the study says. But while capitalist in practice, the government opposes profiteering by tech and education firms and others, and so rechannels over large profits to social programs through a system called common prosperity. These funds are also channeled to fund renewable energy and other pro-environment programs. So China's got a mixed economy which operates on a free market basis, but with a strong focus on social fairness. Now that's a mix I've heard called caring capitalism, or various other terms. Now the work of these three scholars is worth reading, especially if you're into economics. Now the US, a deep strain of authoritarianism has emerged powerfully in the United States in recent years, says Matthew C. McWilliams. He's an academic at the University of Massachusetts Amherst and author of a book called On Fascism, 12 Lessons from American History. Steve Corbin, a professor at the University of Northern Iowa, notes a similar trend. Never in my wildest dreams did I think America would be on the verge of changing from a democracy to authoritarian rule, he writes. But overwhelming evidence abounds that traits are changing among voters and at party level. And then there's Grant Tudor, who is lead author of a paper called Advantaging Authoritarianism. This warns of the escalating extremism and success of America's authoritarian faction. Now, many studies in this area focus on the loss of democratic and free market principles in internal politics, but I'm going to look at examples of outwardly focused anti-capitalist behaviour. Number one, capitalism is based on the principle that honest competition creates the best products at the best prices, right? Now consider Huawei. This company's products were so good, it became the global king of 5G telecoms, and it overtook both Apple and Samsung to become the world's top seller of smartphones. Britain's spy chiefs and many other bodies confirmed that Huawei Telecom's products were free of spyware. But the US banned it and pressured others to do the same. That really was a knife in the guts of free market capitalism. Number two, capitalism depends on the rule of law. But to take just one example, the US invented rules that said all goods in Xinjiang, China were legally assumed to have been produced by slave labour unless declared otherwise by US Commerce Department officials. So guilty until proven innocent by your business rival, who of course has no interest in proving your innocence. Another attack on basic capitalism. Number three, now this war against free market trade turned dirtier when the US unilaterally pressurised people around the world to stop selling high-end computer chips and chip-making machines to China. It claimed that the military might use them, but US tech experts said the PLA used only a fraction of 1% of those chips. You know, economists have a long list of examples. We could mention how China's DJI single-handedly created the modern drone industry and has been legislated against by the United States, or how TikTok transformed the way the world watches videos, and its reward is the US is trying to kill it. Now, US politicians and media have now set their sights on Shein and Temu. These are firms which have committed the crime of being successful while having Chinese origins. America is, in effect, fighting a war against international capitalism. So-called watchdog groups like the World Trade Organization and the media are looking the other way. But what will be the result of all this? I believe the truth will eventually come out, and this is the truth that will come out. Both the US and China are moving towards having mixed policies in regards to economics and governance. Neither of them are communist, neither of them are wholly democratic, neither of them are purely capitalist, neither are purely authoritarian. Neither of them are all bad or all good. They're just different. So what we need to do is move away from labels and take the best of both worlds. China is very good at lifting people out of extreme poverty. It's good at education and building infrastructure around the world and many other things we can all learn from China. The US is very good at creating narratives and communicating its messages worldwide, at making movies and music and many other things we can all learn from the US. Unfortunately, at the moment, the US is leading a worryingly successful program to militarize Asia and create hatred for the Chinese. We all need to resist that, whether we're American or Chinese, Western or Eastern, left-leaning or right-leaning, whatever you are, wherever you're from. Let's drop the labels and be who we really are. Just people who prefer peace.